life on the road. It's been really interesting, that's for sure. I think I'm recording right now. So, I've been doing McDonald's hamburgers a lot and getting a lot of flack for that. They are good hamburgers. They're all beef, and I go by how I feel. I go by how lean I feel. I go by how clear I feel, and I tell you, I feel better than ever. So I'm getting in adequate calories, and the addition of butter in the morning with eggs has been huge for me. Knowing that I can do this on the road was the main objective that I was practicing. But what I was going to say is I tried the Carl's Jr. burgers for the first time today, and those were some of the best that I've had so far as the price and the quality of the beef. They weren't as flavored as the McDonald's ones. They didn't have as much salt and seasoning, but I tried Jack in the Box the other night and they were terrible. It tasted like the flame broiling leaves kind of this artificial gassy sort of flavor that I don't care for, and Carl's Jr. is the same way. But the fact that they're not overcooking their meat, and that the meat itself is more tender. I think they're using sirloin or Angus beef. I think that Jack in the Box is using sirloin, and then McDonald's is using a variety. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's horse meat," and that was something that actually did happen with Jack in the Box, and they didn't supposedly know that they were doing it, and it was something where they were being sold horse meat. I think that's even an adage. They're being sold a lie. Some people really take that type of diabolical, and it's sad that look at these fools going on a green light. Look at that. Green light. Fucking idiots. Yeah. Sacramento. All kinds, man. All kinds. All kinds of people in this place. It's a tough place to be around. Like 5 hours of working is pretty much tops for me. Probably going to be jumping into a Kia EV next week and switching things up. So look out for that. I've seen a little more utility with that. I mean, literally it is a utility styled vehicle, so I might be able to get a better range on that, or and that might be something that I stick with for several months. I was going to do the Tesla for about 6 or 7 months, but I think I'm going to be going with either the Kia, or I'm also looking at the Ford Mach-E. In my younger years, I would have jumped toward the Mach-E. I know that they're very fast, but the faster you go, the faster you lose your charge as well. The only thing that I'll miss is the Tesla supercharger network, the ease, but it's an added cost, So I'm looking to reduce my costs all around. And in the coming days, as I talked about on the community post, I'm going to be adding in a George Foreman grill, a BezTech inverter, and just cooking fresh meat wherever I go on the road. And I'm not sure if I want to root myself in the Sacramento area. I don't really like Sacramento, but I do like Orangevale a lot. Definitely out of this whole area, Orangevale just sort of chimes with my vibe. And 55 in less in half a year or whatever, 8 months, half a year, and I'll be able to qualify to get into some 55 plus communities, and they have a lot of nice ones around here. So that's kind of weird, but it's cool, affordable communities. So I'm looking to get on some waiting lists with that, and really focus in on my training and try to take that training to a whole nother level. Get leaner, try to hit the gym more often. The first week I was up here, I was in the gym almost every day. Then last week I did 2 times. I was working a little bit more, but I was also feeling the prior week. I hadn't done any weightlifting for a year. Like it had been a year since I had been in a gym. And it's really cool now that I can do a variety of different exercises and just do 15 pull-ups even when I'm exhausted from doing other exercises, and I could do 20. I do multiple sets of 15, and with ease. It's really awesome. And TRX, chest presses, everything's coming together really well. So I'm really pleased with not only my training, but my very good friend who I go out of my way to get to the gym, even paid for part of her membership, and my son who I have on a buddy pass. I take hours out of my day to be able to make that happen, and I want to continue to be able to do that. So that's a blessing to me to be able to get them in the gym. That's everything to me. And then just by kind of by proxy, just doing what I'm doing and their distant sort of exposure to my diet and everything, I'm hoping that they can get back on track with not just keto. Keto is a big excuse and it doesn't work for shit. And you'll see people doing keto diets galore on YouTube, and you'll see that most of them are very overweight. And it's not to be mean, because if you do carnivore for a month, you'll lose every bit of that chub. Within 3 months, you're going to look lean, and within 6 months, you'll have adopted some sort of oxidative exercise program. Your body just wants to oxidize. It just wants to exercise, and all you really have to do is walk. Like when you break it down and you think about how simple the process is, you can get really complex on the sports nutrition side of it and overthink it like a trainer does, overthinking everything. And like, what do I recommend doing? Like, stick with resistance training, stick with weight, stick with the machines. I know like every exercise known to man. I was a very high level trainer. What do? I know that I can work everything. Like everybody's being picky about doing certain exercises, trying to take up, the squat rack, the this, to that. And it's like, I've been lean enough to see the muscle action at work, to be really big and built, to be all juiced up, to be ripped and shredded. I've been in every situation for long periods of time, being an all natural trainer for years, achieving a lot of awesome things, lifts. And I can tell you that everything that you need to do to look good, to maintain your health, you can do with the Carnivore, walking, and a combination of do every damn machine that they have in there. Even the ones that are a little suspect, like where your hands are not in, like you're not even at 90-degree position where you're pressing overhead. If you go light enough, those exercises are amazing, Like, there's a lot of exercise physiologists who would get on certain machines and, the hoist machines. They would go, this is ridiculous. Like, what is this? But when they get older, they'll be using those machines. And it's very important to identify that, because I will. What I do is I don't really do the middle I do sets where I'm doing 8 to 12, even 15 repetitions, right? That whole hypertrophic set range, and doing, at least 3 sets. I'll do that, but then I'll also do very high reps, and I'll do very low reps. And my main goal is to do the heavier weight, do the lower reps, do like the 5 rep sets, multiple. And then to do, I take much less rest between sets than I ever have in my lifetime at this point. It's part and parcel to the carnivore, and it's just part of the way that I do things now. Everything's more rapid, time effective, time efficient, So that's where we're at. And I'm hoping that the Carl's Jr. Prices are synonymous across the board. I hope that they are for the larger patties, they're $1.76, because it will buy me more time. And the thing about it is that a whole thing of Shack burgers, right? Those half-pound awesome burgers, which I love those Shack burgers. Lots of videos down below on that. Loved making the Shack burgers. I could buy a box of those and eat those with my son and get them back on the carnivore. Buy $5 worth of bacon over it, and split that up, and have a feast, a carnivore feast. But to be quite honest with you, once that meat's cooked down and everything, the 5 patties that I got at Carl's Jr. for under $10, it was weighty, it was very effective, and I feel fueled from that. Even though I did later have some Flying Dutchman, 2 Flying Dutchman, and then this morning I started out with 2 scrambled eggs, and I asked for 10 butters, and sometimes they're skimpy with the butters. They think you're being excessive. It's like, I'm living on this shit, I need 10 butters. So you really have to, and then somebody sabotaged me by putting soy in my coffee. Do I worry about it? No, I don't. Am I ever gonna drink soy again? Probably not. Do I care? Am I so strict about it? I don't eat any carbs. So, for that split moment where I'm taking a little bit of carbs and I'm drinking that coffee, Am I totally pissed about it? No, I'm not. Am I thrown completely out of ketosis? Hell no. I'm deep in ketosis. I'm almost 3 months on carnivore, so am I worried about it? No, but yesterday, someone intentionally, they see that you're lean, they see you're ripped, they see you got energy, especially when they see you driving a Tesla, they get weird and competitive, and people want to sabotage you, and that's a word to everyone. Your family will try to sabotage you. You could say, oh, they don't do it maliciously or intentionally. Yeah, they do. They do. And more, I try to preach the power of one. You really need to pull yourself together, and you need to think about how you're projecting your conscious reality out onto the world, because that's what this whole thing's about. The studies of mind, consciousness, free will. It's about who you are, what you are, and what you're putting back into the field around you.